Hello everyone, my name is Jacqueline and today I'll be explaining you all chapter of civics class 8 understanding marginalization. So very first thing I'll be explaining you here is what is marginalization. I'll give you an example. Just try to understand, my drawing is very bad, okay? Don't go on my drawing. This is a page, okay? Just consider this as your page and I'm drawing something on these. Do you know what is this? The lines. These are actually the sides of the page. If you have seen, there are sides. अगर इस दूसरी I know एक side होता है, but you can draw another side too. Now consider this as a society, like our country. Okay. Now marginalized people are forced to occupy these sides in our society, and we people, they are not allowed, to stay in the center. They are forced to occupy the sides of the society. Okay, they are actually forced. They are not treated equally. People, they are not treated equally. We think they are different from us. So this is what is this called? This is all due to what? The stereotype. This is all due to stereotype, nothing else. If we'll change, stereotype means fixing an image on a certain person or a group of people, right? So if we'll change our mind, if we will stop stereotyping anyone, there will be no marginalization in our country. Okay, now let's move ahead. So what does it mean to be socially marginalized? So socially marginalized, I have explained the same thing what they are saying here. Marginalized is to be forced to occupy the sides or fringes and thus not to be at the center of things. Same I had explained you here. Now let's move ahead. So they have explained through a very amazing story here. Adivasis and marginalization. Okay, an Adivasi family in Delhi, Soma and Helen, are watching Republic Day parade on TV with their grandfather. Okay, now there's an Adivasi family who lives in Delhi, and there are two children, Soma and Helen. They are watching Republic Day parade with their grandfather. Okay, now uh, now the one of the children say that, oh, see, an Adivasi float. Dadu, why do they always show Adivasis as only dancing? Yes, don't they know anything else about us? The lives of Adivasis are very rich. Most people don't know that. Now, when I was young, our village in Orissa was very beautiful. We got everything we needed from the land and the forests around us. We we in turn respected the land and the forest and the river. Suddenly, we were told that the forest was not ours. Forest officials and contractors cut down large parts of it. If we protested, they beat us and then took us to court where we did not have our lawyers and could not fight our cases. Now the children are why always Adivasis are shown dancing on the TV. Okay, now one child says that don't they know anything else about us? Now in reply, their grandfather told them that the lives of Adivasis are very rich and people don't know that. Now he's telling another story of when he was young. Okay, now they used to live in a village in Odisha and they got everything from the land. Okay, now suddenly they were told to leave the forest and they used to cut down large part of the forest. Okay, now they and if they protested, they used to take them to the court and or they used to beat them up, and if they took them to the court, they did not have lawyers to fight their cases. Okay, now one of the children asked, then how did he survive, Dadu? Many of us were forced to leave our homes and find seasonal work in nearby towns. Then the company walas came. They said that there was iron ore under our land. They wanted to mine it. They promised jobs and money if we sold our land to them. Some villagers were excited. Others said this would destroy our lives and we would not get anything. Some gave thumbprints and not realizing they were selling their lands off. Only few were giving token jobs, but most of us did not sell. Now imagine, how can you leave such a old, your habitat? It's very difficult, right? Now their dadu is telling that then company walas came and they told us that there is iron ore under their land. Okay, now they had they said that if you will give our land to your land to us, so we'll give you job and money. So many people gave their land and they got the job, of course not that good one, but they got. But many did not sell. They beat and threatened us until eventually everyone was forced to sell and abandon the land of their forefathers. They had the support of the authorities. Our whole way of life vanished overnight. Oh Dadu, and our land what? For our 30 acres, we got a little money from one contractor. I never saw most of my friends again. The money hardly lasted in the city. We had no means of livelihood anymore. We were all crumbled into tiny rented rooms. How we missed our carefree lives, the open spaces. Now, it's just like when we buy some bird who flies in an open sky and we just keep it in a cage forever. It's very, bad. So they feel very bad, of course. So that's the same here. After a few years, your father got a job in Delhi and we all moved here. Those were very difficult times. That is why both of you did not go to school for several years. I hated going back to school. We had missed so much of our studies and other children made fun of us. We spoke Santhali at home and did not know Hindi. But now we have friends. I can even speak some English now. I wish I could have shown my friends our village before it was destroyed. You can still tell them about our village. It has a lot to teach them. One day I'll make a movie on this story, our story, the Adivasi story. Isn't it a very amazing example? They have explained you about marginalization. Okay, you just read about how Dadu was forced to leave his village in Odisha. Dadu's story is similar to the lives of millions of Adivasis in India. You will read more about the marginalization of this community in this chapter. So, now the very important thing, who are Adivasis? Who are they? Adivasi term literally means inhabitants. Basically, people who live in forest, who lived in forest and continue to live in forest, who basically are totally dependent on forest. They are dependent on forest. ठीक है? So around 8% of India's population are Adivasis. Okay, it is not less, 8%. of India. Now they are found in many of the areas, for example, Jamshedpur, Rourkela, Bokaro, Bhilai, among others. Adivasis are not homogeneous population. There are 500 different Adivasi groups in India. Adivasis are particularly numerous in states like Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal, and in northeastern states of Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, and Tripura. A state like Odisha is home to more than 60 different tribal groups. There are 60 different tribal groups here. ठीक है. Now, Adivasis are also most distinctive because there is often a very little hierarchy among them. This makes them radically different from communities organized around principles of Jati Varna or caste that ruled by the country. Now, ruled by the king, sorry. Now, I would like to ask one thing from everyone, that we all that do Adivasis have any caste system? The answer is no. They don't have caste system, and I think it is very good. But we people have caste system. Adivasis and Adivasis don't have. No. ठीक है. Adivasis practice a range of tribal religions that are different from Islam, Hinduism, and Christianity. These often involve the worship of ancestors, village, and nature spirits. So, what they used to mostly they used to pray nature, because the nature only provided them everything.